Hello, everyone. It is me, Blazing Conqueror, back with.
Ryan,
Wait,
where have
I
you
think this is
been? You
actually
haven't
the.
heard of me.
Wait, I think this is the first time you and I have actually, by ourselves, record a video.
Oh, surprising.
All
No,
right,
no, not the first time.
all right then. So, Brian, you know what we're
Mhm.
doing today?
Yes, we're going to do a tier list. One of those again.
All right, bad things. All right, so we're gonna be rating all the Buddyfight characters. There's tiers from S to D. We can speak our mind, whatever we want about these characters. Also, I'm not using a recording thing that limits me to 15 minutes for once, so we don't really need to worry about time.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, let's start off with Daijiro.
Oh, who was he again? I
He
wonder.
was the Max Dragon player who was the rival to Masado.
Oh, him.
Like, do you want to talk about him first, or you want me to talk about him?
Yeah, I believe he falls into the same trope where power is everything and friends are weak.
Which, like, okay, it's fine. It's a nice contrast to Masado or whatever. But I physically feel like Daijiro was brought in just for Masato to be a part of the plot. And it wasn't like, oh, Masato himself kind of has a problem with, like, Daijiro's views. No, it's Link Dragon Order that has a problem with Daijiro's views. And then I think later on the anime kind of realized, oh wait, after like the second fight, Masato needs to look like he's trying to get to Daijiro. And I'm like, this is not good. You need to stop Bushiroad.
Yeah, Bushrow kind of falls into the same trap where, oh, lose a fight. The second time, okay, I get a new friend back, or I make them see the errors of their ways.
It didn't work though because they. I really liked the end of that episode though, and it wasn't because of like the fight. It was what Seiji said to him. Oh, looks like you guys do have a win-win relationship now, and he gets so upset, and I'm like, yes, this is what I like. I do not need victimhood. I need sarcasm, comedy, and subtle drama. That's what I love about Ace.
Yeah, because technically they're just like kids. Like literally, they're just kids. They shouldn't be acting all serious like that.
I
Especially
also
when
hmm?
you're first being introduced to them.
I also like I think the strongest suit of Ace is the characters and how they show off the characters in like their one episodes or so. And I think like Daijiro's one episode really did a nice job on solidifying him, and then his other episodes are about him and Masato. I really like that.
Yes, one of the only views of character development that we'll ever get to see
Also,
later.
I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw him, and I think many other people saw him, I think people were like, is that Kyoya's son? Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. They have the once again Yu-Gi-Oh hairstyles.
Like, the color is different, but the hair and the outfits just match so well.
Yeah, the difference is one of them is actually a really cool guy. Other is just pissed.
Alright then, so you have anything else to say about Daijiro, or do you just want to rate him now?
If I want to rag on Daijiro, his deck is stupid. I do not like it.
It is extremely overpowered, but from what I've heard, it's kind of been weakened down a lot, and I kind of agree. Especially now that Time Dragons are out, or even anything. Like a lot of things that are out now could just destroy the deck. I'm not gonna say easily, but can.
Alright, in that case, I don't have much to say about him. In fact, I'm only just going to be commenting on the decks they use.
All right, like
Probably.
I don't think he belongs in D, but I don't think he belongs above B.
So, just for sake of it, he's kind of in the middle ground. A good C?
All right, I'll put him in C for now. All right, Dadan.
I do not like him. and
Like,
showing clear personality traits that will abide by those rules.
he is the one character besides besides when I was watching Vanguard, and this, again, I know it has nothing to do with Buddyfight, but he is like the one character besides Ryutaro Oyama, like the Norakami branch manager,
Mm-hmm.
who speaks without like moving their teeth. And I'm
Ah,
like,
yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah, I
what
did
the
know that.
hell?
I
Um,
understand that. But we're not gonna rag or commentate on their character designs or lack thereof. But instead, we're gonna focus on their personalities.
Dan, okay. Dan went from a character I think could have been this nice rival pal tube something character to being typical run of the mill, to a degree, minion troublemaking servant.
I mean, it's one thing they give him that role. It's another thing when they try to make him quote unquote rival pal tuber.
That's what I felt like he was gonna be. That's me, in my opinion, because he had a channel. He tried to do this little thing to like sabotage Yuga's channel. So that was just me thinking that. And then like his editing skills are really good. But then you notice he doesn't do PalTube anymore after I think what's it called? He joins Rangma's group.
Oh, do not say that name. We're
We
not
haven't
talking
gotten
about
there
him.
yet. I'm gonna surprise you though.
Okay, yeah, but I honestly feel like the character would be much better if he didn't join Rama, even though it did kind of like it
It
did
made
grab his
sense.
interest.
It made sense a bit. Because in all honesty, I think the best part about his character is his buddy.
True.
Deadly Eyes, in my opinion, is a really nice character. Like, we're not talking about the buddies, but like to quickly mention him, he is a really nice character. I really like his little comedicness. Like, oh, don't talk about me. I'm on a secret. I'm like, who are you hiding from? Can I know?
That's very entertaining.
But Dedan himself doesn't feel like he gets better as the series goes on. He just gets more annoying. His first fight with Yuga is okay. His fight with Miko physically feels like the episode is just trying to show off Miko's cards. And then I think his last fight with Yuga is his third fight with Yuga just made Deadly Eyes better in my opinion because of
And
that new
still lost.
power up.
They so lost.
And his last fight, I am not going to lie to you. I honestly thought Dedan was going to beat Ranma.
Yes, that is very much true. But typical episode escalation. The main villain with the new card be the winner.
Like I really did I do enjoy let's see, the last two of his fights. I think Deadly Eyes is a really interesting buddy monster. And the fact that he got lossified and he still stays that way even after the anime ends because there's a story with one of the other characters and he still has the lost powered version of Deadly Eyes.
Okay, did you get better though? That's the question.
It's just typical him causing problems, harassing girls.
Oh,
Like
okay.
harassing, not like that type of harassing, but like being a
I know what
nuisance.
you mean. I know what you mean. I'm just saying the fact that he's gone back to his little
Yeah.
annoying ways. Yikes.
His deck overall, I've read a lot of their cards, and I question a lot how this deck is definitely deserving of like being a really top tier deck because it's won like a world championship with it. I've seen people do it. It's a really nice deck. The support is really good, but Dan wasn't given like most of it. It really just stuck to like 4 to 5 cards and generic cards like blue or green Dragon Shield. That was physically it.
Yes, that explains why he's higher on the list. Number 19 or 20.
Okay, Daijiro's in C, so where do you think the dance should go?
I'd say also C, but just a bit higher than him.
Alright, wait. High, better than Daijiro or lower?
Uh,
Because in my opinion, I feel like Daijiro is a
I'd
better
say
character
C.
than Dan.
I say C. It's like I say C tier, but lower than
Okay.
Daijiro.
Alright. So now we're going to talk about best girl in this anime. In this one. I'm not going to say in Buddyfight in general because there are better girls. But,
Just an ace.
huh?
Just an ace. Just to clarify.
I'm like, I haven't compared it to all the other good Buddyfight girl characters, but she is the best girl character in Ace in
Mm-hmm.
general. Eden, in my opinion, is one of my favorite characters because she feels like Ranma's story, but
But she's more
actually
believable.
justified.
More believable. Why isn't she higher on the list? I liked her character.
What do you mean? We're about to rate her. We're
Sorry, I
talking
thought it was a
about her
countdown.
now.
That was a countdown, my bad.
Her deck is, I haven't tested it out, but it seems annoying.
You would
My
call it
goodness.
gross.
Huh?
You would call it gross.
Like, I've built the deck. I have the deck build on Untapped, and I haven't played with it yet. But my goodness, are the cards good. Being able to, like, call during your opponent's turn almost means nothing. Because you're stopping your opponent from attacking, and then you're killing your opponent during their turns. It gives Prism Dragon feels, but not an what's the word?
Annoying levels of
No, it's
feel.
still annoying. I'm gonna say overpowering in a sense because Prism Dragons to me are Bushiroad's star child during X and still in general because the support they get is still phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But it almost feels like you can never do anything against Prism Dragons because they're always getting phenomenal support. Like I've looked, like every time I look at cards or support that I get, I kind of worry and think to myself, please don't tell me Prism Dragons is gonna use my support. And I'm glad that Bushiroad has kind of like summed it down a bit with that. But with Eden's deck, it feels like, oh, they use Advent. You can still kill the monster and stop them from killing you during your turn. Compared to Prism Dragons, where it's like, we're going to be the ultimate defense, and unless you are using a very specific deck, you are not doing anything.
Now, back to Eden.
The girl's great. The
Yeah,
girl is great. I kind of felt like her development felt rushed. I don't know why. She's in the middle of the fight, and then she's like, the fun's not over yet, and completely takes off her mask. There's like no inner monologue with her, no inner thoughts hearing too much, and she just does it. And I don't know how to feel about that, but everything else about her feels like it works.
like also, I don't know if I bring too much into this, but the idea of the mask, like when she has the mask on, she is stone cold. Like she's all serious. So much fact that she makes the whole school fall in her ideal.
The fact that she did that, the fact that she did that, just because of one wrongdoing that she has carried with her for for however long is fantastic.
And what was her buddy's name? What was her buddy's name?
Gabrielle.
Yeah, she too saw the problem with that, and she wanted to help her.
Like, Eden's development feels really nice and believable because it's like she lost a friend for doing the right thing, and she herself felt bad for that. And I'm like, that's believable. That's actually believable because we are shown the interaction. I love it. I really do like her character. And I think, like, and even after the anime has ended, what I've started doing for certain characters is reading some of their cards, like the SP version of cards. And you
Like the
kind
flavor text.
Hmm?
The flavor text.
Yeah, and if you read some of the flavor tests and you like match it with the characters, Eden's new card, Eden's new version of Gabrielle there's a text of her and Gabrielle, and Eden's like, "Let me help you, so and so," and Gabrielle's a bit confused because Eden's changed so much, and I love it.
Why is it that Bushro gives all development to side characters that we never get to see for the rest of the show?
But I feel like Eden, in my opinion, wasn't really a side character.
Well,
like, I know she isn't a main character, but she doesn't feel like a typical side character.
Just more fleshed out.
She feels more like a small antagonistic force that's around but isn't meant to stick around.
Yeah, a force that challenges the main characters, Yuga's ideals.
She tried to talk to Yuga, but Yuga didn't want to branch out her belief. She went to go yell at Ranma. I love that moment. I honestly think that one moment, it's not her best moment, because I think she has better moments than that one, but it is one of her best moments.
Yikes.
Like, she's over here.
Was she about to win in that fight, or did it never finish or occur?
What happened?
Did she ever fight Ranma?
No, she never did. She never did.
I'm pretty sure she would have won.
I feel like she would have won too, in all honesty. Like, Ranma would have died during his turn if he like completely tried to obliterate her, because what's it called? A couple of her cards kind of stop attacks. Like, Sacred Holy Grail says you nullify an attack, and if there's been either 2 or 3 more attacks, you end the phase. It's pretty powerful. A lot of cards are powerful. And, like, if she never met, like, if Ranma tried to keep her damage at bay, you know how 5th Omni cards are like, oh, you take a damage? Her cards also have that, like, cast cost or call cost.
Jesus.
But alright, then we've talked enough about this girl. We need to give her a placing. I'm thinking S. I'm thinking S.
Wait, but then what's A tier then?
I don't know. We can come to it when it gets to it. We have we have characters.
I agree that we give her S tier. # best girl.
She is best girl in Ace.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so I don't know if you remember this character. This is Kanisada.
Is he the Katana World character?
Yeah, he is the Katana World character.
The guy with a ball spell with armor ninjas?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember him.
Okay. Kanisada.
He seems a bit vain. You know what I mean? Like he has a bit of vanity in him.
In my opinion, from the 2 episodes we got from him, I like his enthusiasm and his what's it called? And his passion. I really liked them. His sword making, the fact that he made like the golden sword during the episode, I thought was really interesting, because this is kind of the first time besides a main character or a villain to have someone make an actual card.
I'm trying to remember any other instances that happened. It's been a long time.
He only had 2 fights against Yuga and what's it called? And Masato. I really disliked his fight with Masado, because I felt like he kind of should have won the fight with Masato.
We all kind of believe that. It's just that main characters have to, like, get the win.
No, the win wasn't even handed to Masato because of, like, Masato what's it called? Outsmarted him to a degree. He was defeated because his impact failed on him. And this is kind of, like, brought into my problem. I don't specifically blame Lost World on this. But I think Lost World has has brought upon this problem of Bushiroad making good cards in a bad way, where you have all of these forms of protection, and then Bushiroad wants to also make cards that let's take Osmoda, let's take his impact for example. If you have like an excellent blade or excel blade standing, you pay 2 gauge.
Yes.
You destroy the attacking monster or thing or whatever it's attacking, and if you destroy something, deal your opponent 3 damage. That if bothers me.
Yeah, okay. I think I might understand what you mean.
Because you're giving all of these other things protection, but then you are also giving these all these things powerful effects that other things already have protection from. Like, I think I've told you this before. The new Osmodai in Demon Lord again Osmodai says, when it enters the field, draw a card. If you have 2 or more other 72s on the field, drop a card from your hand and return all cards on your opponent's field to the hand. I think it's okay, because there's a lot of things that just have soul guard or protection from leaving the field, but I think that's the problem. Bushiroad likes to give everything the effect to not leave the field, or protection from returning to the hand, or destruction. There's just so much protection that these powerful effects almost feel useless. And that's what Kanesada kind of feels like he has.
All these cards, but their effects are protected against it, right?
Like, it worked on Yuga the first time. He lost his item, and Garga was completely destroyed, and Yuga was dealt 3 damage. Mm-hmm. Then during the second time, to avoid the impact, Garga uses his Katana World version to call 2 different copies of himself. That's outsmarting your opponent. During the Masato fight, Masato has a card that gives his cards protection, and due to that, the impact doesn't work because he did not meet the requirement of, oh, I need to destroy the monster. Because if he destroyed the monster, the attack would have been nullified, and Masato would have lost. The attack isn't naturally nullified, I think, with the impact.
Okay.
But I feel like he's one of the better characters that has 2 fights in the series, because I feel like he's luckier than a lot of these other characters in the series, where there's a couple of these characters that have like 1 fight.
And are just forgotten?
I'm not gonna say forgotten. I remember a couple of them, but like, I wish they had a bit more screen time. Because like the characterization in Ace is its strongest suit, and due to the fact like a couple of these characters don't like show up again or fight again, kind of like hinders it a bit, in my opinion.
Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying now.
All right, where do you want to... Is there anything else you want to say about him?
No, you pretty much stole the stage.
Okay, wait, one more thing before we rate him. I liked how he was always trying to like give people his autographed cards or art that he made of himself, and no one wanted it. No one wanted it.
But did he get discouraged? Nope.
He was sad, and the buddy was like, "Why doesn't anyone want these copies of my lord?" And I'm like, "Oh, do you need to be stopped?" All right, so... It
doesn't happen enough for it to be annoying. It's just enjoyable to watch.
It is. Okay, so where do you want to rate him? I don't think he belongs in D. He belongs in D.
Oh, hell no.
I
say B.
Okay, so I'll put him in B. All right, time to talk about... I can't say best boy because there's 3 really good characters in Ace all competing for that.
We're talking about him? Please, Bonzo?
No, not yet. We're not talking about him yet. If we were talking about Bonzo, I would have gotten straight to it. We're talking about Light. I think Light is so much better than Yuga in the sense of a like father to son thing.
Yeah, because he actually knows his dad.
No, I'm not saying that Yuga doesn't know his dad, but it actually feels like there is a relationship with Light and Gaito. Unlike Yuga, where like Gao isn't around. Gaito kind of guides Light's character in a sense, even though Light does all this other stuff. His main problem is with his father. Yuga never mentions Gao unless it's like brought up. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's like, what? You don't see the dude? You don't worry about him? You don't call him or anything?
Like, at all.
The only time I think Yuga actually gets anything from Gao, and getting Gargantua Punisher from Gao is, I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying he got it from Gao. It was left by Gao. I'll say that.
Yeah, like, sort of like, I just, I'm gonna save that later on, when we get to it.
Yeah, we'll say, but I'm gonna say, the only thing Yuga ever got from Gao, in my opinion, in the series that we see is gifts on Christmas, and it was a recap episode.
Yeah.
Okay, but like, I love his deck. I don't know why. People complain about it like, oh, it's just the same as Gaito. It's another win condition. Oh my god, that's gross. No, his deck. I love the aesthetic. I love the idea of putting cards underneath the flag. It is so unique that I'm like, who cares about the similarities? You are putting cards from your opponent deck from in a place where they will never actually see them again. Like, oh,
That's true, though. That's very true. Because most effects usually target either go to your hand, move from your field to your deck, to the drop zone, or to your gauge. It's inaccessible and under your flag.
like,
or to turn the fight around.
Like, what's it called? Time Dragons. Put the things to the bottom of the deck. Phantom Thief Dracos. We put your cards as magical treasures. You can destroy the magical treasures if you have like, oh, destroy a card on your field effects, like stuff like that. With Light's deck, you are never getting those cards back. You will not. One of the things that I've been worrying now about Buddyfight is if I have to fight like black dragons or no, it's cursed dragons.
Yeah,
Cursed dragons or what's the name of the goddamn deck? Phantom Thief Dracos. Because I am in the fear that I will never get my cards back. The thought that they can just get rid of my cards scares me. Like, I know, oh, we have Abigail that mills, and we have Dark Venom Swamps that mills a lot quicker, and this and that, and ripping out hand, that's all fine. But not getting my stuff back from the flag and my spell zone, which I can't destroy cards like naturally on my side of the field, terrifies me.
And adding on to Light's character, he does something. Well, he doesn't have something that we hardly see anyone in the show actually ever do. I actually have teenage rebellion.
No, Light is the first character in Buddyfight who has this problem. Light is extremely unique in concept. Because if you think about it, no one else has really a relationship with their fathers. Not even in the original series. If you look at every parent, there's never really a problem with them. Let's see. Who realistically's father was shown?
Never a problem with the parents?
Not with the parent, but with their dad. Like, wait, with the mom.
No, we're not talking about Gao's mom.
No, I never thought they had a problem. They were like, oh, we have these types of relationships, but it never felt like a rebellious thing. Like, there were a small hiccups with Gao's parents. Kasane lost her father. That's something different.
Oh, that's, yeah, that has an emotional strings to it.
Yeah, but with Light and, let's see, none of the... Light is so far the only character who has this rebellious phase. Either a character has a parent is gone from their life, or we
Or
just
the
never
parent is just
meet the
really bad.
parents. We know Gaito though, and he mentions a lot of the things he has a problem with Gaito, and I think that's fine. And you
Yeah,
know
it's
what?
typical.
We know they're true.
We know this character. We see him like progress in development over the course of their respective series, and it's normal. It's typical. Like who does not have a rebellious phase in a life?
No, and the other fact is, um, it's interesting because I think when Light was revealed, it was extremely interesting why Gaito, out of like the four main protagonists, had a child before Tasuku, who everyone thought was gonna be had like marry Sophia or whatever during season 2, and
Yeah.
Kanata, who feels like he's a lot more outgoing and feels like he would have definitely been married sooner.
Anderson, haven't you ever heard of multiple timelines?
Oof. I think the one thing that kind of worries me about Light is Gale.
Just take Abby out of it, and you got Gale.
I don't know, but we call him Gale. I'm not gonna call him Abigail because it's not really his buddy. I know he's really Abigail, but I'm gonna call him Gale because that's what he portrays himself as.
Yeah, and plus it's much more easier to differentiate between the two.
My one worry, because Gale is not his buddy, he is a temporary buddy. He is in until Light gets a buddy. That's what I don't like. I really did like the idea that Light had a buddy similar to Abigail. I really did like that because then it kind of brings in like the idea that Abigail also had a son, because he had this kind of like fatherish problem in the past.
Abigail had an existential crisis, I think, being a little clone of
Azidaka.
Yeah, that's him.
And the fact that in the future, if Light does get a buddy, and it's not similar to Gale in any way, shape, or form, or just Gale himself, it feels very odd because we're already introduced to this dynamic. And if it gets switched, and someone else comes new, because now the anime, since it's on hiatus, it just feels more weird. And if the anime did come back, Gaito is coming back.
Yeah, we see the design; it's way better.
Yeah. So if the anime does come back and Gaito comes back, what the hell is Light doing if Gaito decides to buddy fight? Like, I understand, they're just not gonna make him fight. That doesn't sound right.
It's really dumb.
But alright then. Where should we rank this boy? I'm thinking S.
Okay.
Okay.
Differences.
Okay, so my opinion for S is, I feel like he does a lot more than a lot of the other characters. He doesn't really shine until, let's see, I think it's episode 33. I know he does like a lot of little things here and there. Episode 7 is technically his introduction episode. But I feel like throughout the run of Ace and the idea of like his character going through rebellion and it being unique and it works, and like he learns to accept a lot of things about his dad and himself, I think that's why he belongs in us.
Okay.
What about you?
I believe in A, and this is like kind of trivial now and important, but the fact that he hates the word destiny. Like, that's pretty much like the whole shtick for Gaito back. Like, he never stops talking about destiny. And, okay, yeah, I would get that Light would get annoyed with that, but he literally has an outburst how much he hate that word. Yeah, it connects him to it reminds me of his dad all the time.
Like, I really can't blame him about that. Like, I've rewatched X, and the amount of times he said it kind of annoyed me as well.
Oh my god, you hear that more often than you find pocket change on the street.
Yeah, and I'm poor. I'm poor. Alright, so do you just want to split the difference and just put him at A?
Yeah, A.
Alright, so high A, high
Well,
A.
it's kind of your bit, so it's up to you. I'm just giving my comments.
Alright, buddy. Oh my god. Vile Ranma. Do you want me to start or do you want to go?
Serious?
I'm asking. I'm asking.
Oh my god. Wait, are we talking? Wait, you said Val. Are we talking about the same person, Rama, and his alter ego? Can we
Yes,
just
I'm calling it an alter ego at this point. I'm calling it an alter ego at this point. I'll explain why when we get to Ranma.
He's like a literal edgelord. He's like a literal edgelord. Oh god.
What I don't like about this goddamn character is the same goddamn problem I had with Wisdom. And the fact that he thinks he is God, but worse than Wisdom. In a sense, Rama physically does nothing besides buddy fight, make a channel,
And complain.
then get and complain. That's physically it. The
And
dude.
like, first off, where are his parents? Like, if he's alone all this time, I will understand that. And like, yeah, but I the one thing he's good at. And when Yuga got involved in Butterfly, he made more friends, and Rama felt left out. Like, how are you left out? You introduced him.
My other problem with that statement is the fact that, okay, what I've noticed about Rama's story in general, it is similar to Kiri's. Because if you notice, Kiri kind of went through something like this. Kiri learned to buddy fight. He slowly got attached to Gao because Gao taught him to buddy fight. Over time, he felt like he was losing his connection with Gao. During the episode where he fought Kasane, he lost. And he was really depressed because he was moving. And he didn't tell anyone. Then later on, he joins Disaster. Then Gao comes in, tries to snap him out of it. Kiri is over here doing all this bad stuff, becoming the Grim Reaper, stealing buddies, doing all this bad stuff. Then Gao beats him, brings him back to his senses, and then continues on helping out people. I physically think Kiri and Ranma's story are similar, but there are key important things taking out. Like not the conclusion. After Kiri is saved, that is not in Ranma's story. Ranma does not do anything. He still does nothing, in my opinion. You went back to Yuga and got your buddy back, you still did nothing. Screw that. There's like a little 5-minute clip of like this quote unquote final episode of Ace besides like 43 where Rama's over here eating dinner with Yuga's family again. And then he leaves. He's moving again to like another town. And he takes on the outfit again, and he's like, "Oh, are we gonna spread the message of the Lost World here too, Rama?" And I'm like, "What the hell? Wasn't that what the channel's job was?" And if you notice, after Daijiro's episode, not Daijiro's episode, I think Daijiro's and Masudo's second fight episode, the channel doesn't show up again based on my memory. This is based on my memory. I don't know if it does, but I know after a certain point, it doesn't show up again.
Oh god, there's so much to rag on this guy. Besides the fashion statement, but I'm not a fashion artist.
I think the jacket is nice. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's okay. Like without the cape, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
But
And I don't get why people wouldn't get suspicious about the name Vile Rama because, hey, it's a family-friendly YouTube site.
YouTube. But no.
People wouldn't get suspicious, like, oh no, that's fine. Like, it's just advertisement. Like, that got on my nerves a lot, but I learned to accept, like, this is just how their world works.
Like, I've learned to accept PowTube, and, like, the concept of PowTube is interesting, but hurts a very specific character in my case. And we'll talk about the character when it gets to it.
Okay.
Um, and let me just touch upon Destroyer real quick.
Oh, okay. I'll talk about the ending of it. That was just.
The ending, oh, I really do not like Destroyer's new SD form. I really would have loved it if he just got like a small chibi version of himself. I think that would have been great. Oh, it's a giant Val Fiend as a plush. My
And
goodness, that sounds great. I don't need this giant ugly fog mist. What
you
the
sound so.
hell?
You sound really pissed by that now.
No, the thought of it just comes to mind, and I'm like, damn it, Bushiroad, what the hell?
Yeah, and plus, wasn't Destroyer supposed to like bring about the end of the world?
Like, it's a kids show. They had to be lighthearted.
Uh,
The final fight kind of robs us from
Lighthearted.
that.
They touched upon death before. What part of that is lighthearted?
No. What's it called? The final fight robbed us of that. Of like, oh, this final battle or whatever, because it was already concluded. But again, I see what you're talking about. Destroyer's physical best moment in the entire show is when he eats Dadan. That is it. Oh, his fights, his epic forms, his impact throwing? No. It is when he eats Dadan
Yeah,
for betraying him. That was the
he
first time I was
out of
like,
existence.
huh?
He eats out of existence. Like even Ramna was shocked.
That was the first time I'm like, oh my god, we're doing stuff now? We are
Yes.
finally doing stuff.
That was so good.
I was like, can we have more of this? Can we please have more of this? Can we? Like, the evolution forms are not tied to Destroyer. They are tied to other characters that are better. That, not even better in a sense. That just get Ranma angry. Eden yelling at Ranma is not good for Ranma. It is good for Eden. The third evolution, let me see, what was the third evolution caused by? After Seiji leaving, that was Seiji's moment. It was not because, oh, Rama's over here being whatever, is upset or whatever. No. Rama in that moment is being a brat and a degenerate, and Destroyer is benefiting from that. That is what happened. Every point of Destroyer's evolutions is because someone else had a better character moment than Rama, and Rama got upset.
Yeah, and like, yeah, you're my buddy. I'll get stronger, but your life has to be more miserable than it already has been.
I'm
Or at
like,
least you gotta believe is more miserable, so I can get better to make you more happy.
like, if Rama and Destroyer did more, I would have been fine with it. I think they could have done something with these two. But all these two did was sit around, give orders, complain, put people in hospitals, and that was physically it.
Wait, the person in a hospital?
They put Seiji in the hospital, and have you seen people get obliterated by that impact?
Wait, wasn't Seiji the
Not Seiji, Subaru.
Subaru? Ah, yeah.
Okay, so I'm ready to just put this dude in D.
The only saving grace was that. The only saving grace was that eating moment.
Again, that isn't even a Rama moment. That's a Destroyer moment.
And speaking of Destroyer, was he like the ruler of a dimension that tried to destroy everything?
We can't get suspicious here because what is the buddy police nowadays? We're gonna touch upon that when we get to him. Oh my god.
Well, my best guess are the equivalent of rent-a-cops.
All right,
They
so
were way more proficient in like earlier seasons.
are we ready to put him in D?
No, not D. E.
There's no E. I'm not putting in an
Make
E.
one.
I'm not putting in an E. I got lazy.
Make one then.
What?
Make one then.
No, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like looking for the option.
Okay.
All right, we're
Okay,
putting him
put him
D.
in D, the lowest of D.
Okay.
Finally, we're done talking about this guy. This probably took up more minutes than the Eden review.
Probably. I do not remember this character's name, but I remember Cosmo Man.
Cosmo. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Like the guy with the Saturn hairstyle.
I question that. So it floats around his head, but it also works as an alarm? The hell?
You forgot that. What was her name? What was her name? Kuguru had like those little lamp things.
But they were like
Everyone seems
little
so bad.
lamps. There were things to turn them on. With this one, it's like, how does that work? How does this work? It just floats.
Oh
Okay.
no. Well, if anyone can find out the name of him, we greatly appreciate that.
Okay.
Find the name of this psycho.
I'll probably just put it in editing later. Okay. I felt like his character was the first, not, okay, no, I can't even say the first because he made it to the second round.
He's
His
one
character
of few.
feels like, okay, no, now I remember. He is the first character in Ace that after his introduction episode does not really show up until the last episode of Ace.
Yeah, we just kind of forgot about him.
I kind of, like, I understand there probably isn't anything else for him to do, but like, if you remember how every other season went, it felt like characters always had some way, shape, or form tied to the plot. Or
Yeah,
just something to do. Like, I understand.
This one was kind of one off.
He really felt like the most one-off character compared to everyone else in the cast. But I'm not gonna say his fight was bad. I kind of liked his little Cosmo Man, what's it called? Not the connection, not how they met, but the idea of Cosmo Man himself and tying into all of his fights. His first fight against the Danger World monster. Because, you know, after all three souls of Cosmo Man are gone, Cosmo Man disappears. He kind of has three fights in a way in this episode. The backflash fight between the Danger World monster, where's the Buddy Police? How is this happening, Buddy Police? Quote unquote. But the second fight is his trainings with Masado, and his last fight is his training with Masado. And afterwards, he kind of disappears, kind of like Cosmo Man.
Yikes.
This is how I noticed it. This is something I picked up from that episode. I'm sorry. But his fight was enjoyable. His deck isn't bad. I really haven't looked into it since Hero World is kind of one of like my least favorite worlds.
But, yeah, I'm still trying to work on my Dark Hero deck, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah. But overall, I think he's not bad, but he doesn't really stand out too much.
Interesting. So he's just B.
I can't even put him in B because Daijiro and Deadan show up more than him. And I can't put him in D because, you know, anyone is better than Ranma. So I'm gonna put him C, but below Deadan.
Okay.
Okay, Masato.
Masado.
Masato isn't bad. Masato is a really nice protagonist-y character. His personality really shines through. He cares about his friends. He cares about the Link Dragon Order. Their anthem is okay. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's all right. I love.
He works more like a static character.
Again, I really did feel like his connection with Daijiro was because of Link's Dragon Order, and the anime finally picked up that it's not because really about the connection between Masato and Daijiro, and they just started implementing them during the last two fights.
Masato is really, how do I say? There was a point where he's ever felt down.
Masato is really go-lucky. I don't like how go-lucky he always was. Like, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but he's just always go-lucky. And I don't think that's right for a character during this situation. Like, I understand you need some characters like that, but it felt like every other character was also go-lucky, so there wasn't really many people who were like, oh, there's something going on, seriousness. No, Masado was just always go-lucky.
Yeah, happy-go-lucky kid. That sounds like a grown-ass man, but that's voice acting.
And we're going to talk about this later, but do you remember Cross's evolution?
crosses have?
Subaru's buddy.
I believe it just made him use both left and right triangle
No.
formation.
Like what made him evolve? I'm saying.
No, I don't think I do.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about that later when it comes to Subaru. I feel like, in my opinion, Agito did not evolve because of Masato. He evolved because of the Link Dragon Order. The entire second episode for Daijiro, for the episode between Daijiro and Masato round 2, feels like it's Agito's episode rather than Masato's. Masato's there, he's giving support or whatever, but it feels like Agito is more worried. Agito, in my opinion, feels like what Masato should be, but Masato isn't. Like, Agito does get worried. Agito is go-lucky, but he isn't always go-lucky.
Yeah, like there's a balance between those two feelings.
Like
you can't just have one character who's this emotion. You can't make him like how do I say, a boring Goku, as I would put it, who's just always positive and never
really feels down. Like, I think Agito definitely has that. And the evolution he gets feels really nice if you look at it if Masato wasn't really there. Like, if Masato was in, like, the other room and the Link Dragon Order and Agito were talking about, like, what they were talking about in that episode. I could see Agito evolving because of that. Because Agito does give a small little speech during the episode where he's like, oh, I want to protect them, I want to do right by them. And his ability definitely reflects it when he has the D-Share ability to give everyone Soul Guard. And I thought that was really nice. But Masato has nothing to do with it. Also, I do not like Masato's last fight with Yuga. It felt like it was robbing Masato's one and final chance to fight Ranma because he's the one protagonist that never gets to fight Ranma.
I didn't realize that. Like that once?
And it would have made sense if Masato and Yuga had a score to settle, but Yuga beat him during his introductory episode, and
he beat him every time.
Yeah, every time they fight, Yuga wins. This isn't like Subaru and Yuga, where Subaru at least won once. And Masato is never really put into a situation where he can beat Yuga, except for his first episode. I think if they were gonna have him win, it was going to have to be that episode, because Yuga needs to win the ABC Cup. Yuga needs to win the semifinals of the Japan playoffs.
Yeah, but he at least has to lose.
I think a loss against Masado would have been nice, because then it could justify the semifinal match. I do not like the semifinal fights because of Yuga and Masato. I think Subaru versus Ranma round 2 is good. I think that one is good, but we'll talk about it when it gets there. I think Masato versus Yuga just feels repetitive. It's just, oh dang, Yuga versus Masato round 1, Masato didn't have his impact. Masuda versus Yuga round 1, I didn't have my impact. Yuga versus Masato round 2, I have my impact now.
When do these guys never not have their impact?
I don't know.
I like the crucial time.
Masuda versus Yuga round 3, I have my new Agito form and my new King Agito form and my new cards.
Nope, still gonna lose.
I don't like that. He isn't a bad character. I'm not saying that at all, but he's not.
Dull.
He feels repetitive, and there's a lot of fights that make it feel repetitive. The Link Dragon Order deck is interesting. The effects are interesting. There's a lot of things he can do. Like, you know how Subaru and Yuga make update their decks to get new items, new monsters, new abilities.
Yes.
Masato never got a new item. There were multiple items that were released for Link Dragon Order, But Masato stuck to the same one.
Over and over. Now, well, before we started this video, you asked me if we should do a tier list for buddies. We do. That is a must-have. That's a must. A tier list for buddy monsters.
Oh, we can do that in another video.
Yeah, these conversations we're having really made me think that, yeah, we need to have these buddies. Because I thought okay, side note, I really thought the buddy monsters were, like, kind of supportive. One note, like, okay, they would follow their buddies, but no, they actually have more character now that I remember.
Like, I'm not gonna say that about all the buddies, because I'm looking at all the characters now and I'm trying to, like, see which buddies actually had, like, distinct personalities. But Agito, in my opinion, felt better than Masato. And it didn't take until, like, Daijiro, his third fight with Daijiro, for me to feel like, oh, dang, Masato can actually feel something else besides Go Lucky. And I also really kind of don't like the third fight too much. Because it's like, okay, if I keep getting Link Dragon orders, I'll get the shield back and survive. I keep going. And until the last attack that Daijiro makes is over, he no longer gets a Link Dragon order card. I understand the Link Dragon order comes when he needs it. But if you're going to continue the streak of, oh, I'm going to keep pulling this D-Share monster until the very end, you should have kept it going. I think I would have liked that a bit more than, oh, I get them until the attacks end, and now that they're ended, let me not get the D-Share one.
Yikes.
Okay, I think we're rambling on too much about Masado. Oh, wait, one more thing. Masato's...
So, we did with Eden and Ramna?
Huh?
And we did it with Eden and Ramna?
Yeah, but I don't know. I felt like we ranted on longer... okay, in my opinion, I felt like we ranted on longer for Masato than the characters I actually thought we were going to rant about more.
Okay, let's move on.
Wait, one more thing. Masato's theme, I am not going to lie, is the best OTS in the series. And it is a shame no one on YouTube has it up. My goodness. Ever since, like, you remember when the anime ended and when the anime was around and Bushido would like use the kind of like the instrumental version of their openings to like promote their sets?
Yeah.
What they're doing now is they're using Masato's theme to promote their sets. And I love his theme. I can't find it anywhere. And it is a shame.
No, but we all know what's the best theme here. It's Tasuku when he does the cross knives. When
that one's pretty good.
Hold on.
What?
He's B tier for me.
B?
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. Wait, is he better or worse than Kasada?
I say better. Right. Mostly because of Agito.
Okay, wait, I'm trying to... Damn it, okay, there we go. Alright, Mal.
Subaru?
Mal.
Mal?
The Dungeon World girl.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Once Upon a Fairy Tale.
Oh, the candy hair girl?
Yeah. Cotton Candy Girl.
Oh, gosh, she is anime cliche trope number 8, I think.
I thought her episode was relatively nice. I kind of liked it. Do you remember when we were talking about Dandan and I mentioned the story?
Yes.
The story is about her. She recently, I think it was in Blazing Overclock, she got support. And there's this Alice in Wonderland type Dungeon World character, card that comes to Earth to talk to, like, her buddy because Red Riding Hood is, like, her best friend. And, she's the one that Deadan is over here bothering. And Mal and Deadan fight, and Mal wins. But the best part about the fight is not like all the new cards and all the new effects. It's the fact that she takes the book and attacks with it. And you know what? How she does it? She throws it at him. And I'm like, what? This wasn't animated? What the
Wait,
hell?
Okay, what question? Quick question. What episode would that be?
What do you mean?
What episode did that happen?
The story?
That moment you just said.
Oh, the throwing of the book?
Yes.
No, it didn't happen in the anime.
Well, it never did.
It never did. Remember, the only fight she ever had was against Subaru. And she never attacked with the item because she always had either Red Riding, either she had Emma on the center, or there was always just a monster in the center.
What do you mean red book?
Her item.
Whatever. Okay. Now back to Mao.
Mao as a character is interesting. She isn't bad. She's quite interesting. She has cotton candy hat hair. She makes it herself. Her delusions are cute. They're quite funny and cute. Emma as her buddy kind of facilitates this, and I think Folktale really is the deck for her.
Yeah, and plus, wouldn't it explain that, like, in one of her memory flashbacks, how she will often read fairy tale books?
I think, like everyone, we all have to question how the hell Red Riding Hood was in the fairy tale book, and that's how they became buddies. What happened to opening packs? What happened to that? Oh, dang. If I open up a book right now, will I get a buddy rare card? We'll see.
Yeah, well, anime world of Buddyfight is often weird.
She is a lot better than let's see. She's better than most other characters. I kind of remember her a bit more due to the story, but I still like her character. She's a shy little girl who likes sweets and baking, and she's delusional at times, but that's part of her character that I like. Anything else you got to say about her?
Not much, because again, I don't remember much of these characters after being away from the anime for so long.
She only had one episode, so I don't blame you. Like, unlike most of these characters that only have like one fight episode and disappear, she actually has like little show up moments here and there.
She actually does come back a bit.
Yeah, like she comes back, but she never fights.
Cousin my buddy.
Yeah, but where do you want to put her? I think C.
Well, let's say high C above the rest.
Okay, so higher than Daijiro?
Okay, no, that actually is
okay.
Good debate.
So I think she's better than Dadan. Like, even though she doesn't do much in the story, I like her better than Dadan.
Okay, anything in C tier higher than Dadan is acceptable.
Okay, so in C tier so far I have Daijiro, Mao, Dadan, and Cosmo Man's buddy.
Yeah, just below Daijiro.
Yeah, I did that. That's what I did. Okay, ready to move on?
Yes, please.
Miko.
We're still at number... Oh god, how many characters did we go through?
There's 21 characters, and we have gone to 2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
Oh, wow, that was fast.
Yep.
So we got about 12.
Okay, so we got 12 left. Okay, let's go to Miko.
Miko,
Do you not remember Miko?
Is she supposed to be like a childhood friend or love interest?
Yeah, she was. I blatantly like shipped them. I'm not gonna lie to you. I blatantly shipped them.
Yes, and unlike the other fanatic shippers, I know you have some decency of self-control.
Like, Buddyfight doesn't usually do a lot of ship stuff.
No, they're...
Suzuha is really the only character that really like shows a lot of love interest. Baku and Kuguru are blatant. It was even teased about in the first season, and Kuguru always
teased.
Yeah.
I was to say, Tetsuya and like the one that uses the Gorgon sister.
Yeah.
Season 1.
I think a lot of people also wanted what's the name of the dark Makuro and Kazane to be
Oh
together.
god. Okay. We're getting a little off track here. We're diverging from
Yeah, okay.
the shippers. The shippers. Okay.
Miko.
Now,
Miko, in my opinion.
the parents.
What? A lot of people question that. Do you know her father's the narrator?
Wait, it is?
Yeah. So in like the last 5 minutes, that there's like an additional 5 minute clip of kind of like the true ending of Ace in a way, where they're kind of doing this encyclopedia type of thing, and after those four encyclopedia episodes, at the end of the fourth one, there's 5 minute in English subs. And everyone else is going home, and in the background you can hear Miko Amaterasu. I'm sorry to interrupt, but can you help me clean? And I'm like,
Oh.
what the hell? No.
Wait, oh damn, I missed that thing.
No, it's out on YouTube.
Oh.
Don't
No,
you
I
can
think I
find
missed
it.
that clip.
Oh no, it came out like a month ago, so don't worry about it.
A month?
Yeah, because people recently translated it, or someone translated it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Amaterasu is good. Is great. I think Amaterasu really has a nice character. Miko kind of falls into, okay, I am character who am here for giving everyone coffee and serving, and will only ever have two buddy fights in the show.
And apparently sells her product for free.
No, her second fight blatantly felt like this episode, no matter what it is about, was just to show off Miko's cards. That was physically it.
Okay, the first one was against the Dan. The second one was against like something Avatar had a gripe with.
No. It was the first one was against Yuga. The second one was against the Dan. And I guess people can interpret it as, oh, she's getting back against the Dan because of what the Dan did to her. But I'm like, Amaterasu already did that during the first episode she's in.
Yeah,
the
did
hell?
she possess Miko?
Hmm?
Did she get possessed?
Yeah, because that's another thing about Miko. Miko really feel like she doesn't have much character but being go lucky and happy and maybe getting worried once in a while until she's possessed by someone who in a way has personality.
Oh, she doesn't get personality until she gets possessed by someone else.
I felt
we forcibly give her a new personality to make her more likable.
She never really worries too much. In all honesty, it's very brief. Moments of worry. She isn't bad character. The fact that she runs the cafe by herself is physical proof that parents in Buddyfight don't exist, unless you are the main character,
or unless they actually have a picture.
Yeah, but
no, burning a shop is kind of crazy.
Like that, the fact that she did that by herself before she got Amaterasu, her parents trusting her to cook those pizzas. Okay.
To handle money.
Okay.
Yo, where's this girl life?
I think what's it called? Her style of buddy fighting is not bad. She's a good buddy fighter.
That she apparently learns in the span of a few.
No, she is a buddy fighter. She even mentioned like during her first episode that she is a buddy fighter.
Oh, okay then.
I kind of like the little backflash scene when like Yuga remembers her. It's not more so because.
Wait, you're saying backlight. Are you trying to say flashback?
Yeah, flashback. Oh my god. I'm bad at everything. The flashback moment feels nice, not only for like small little like hints of shipping, but it's also like, because the other day I was watching a video about like the appeal to Ranma, and the beginning parts, like before Ranma got Lost World.
The appeal?
He was talking about like the first few episodes and like how good his character is at the beginning, but we'll talk about that when we get to him.
Okay, I need to find proof of this blasphemy.
I'll send it to you later. But the flashback feels like it's more more salt being rubbed into what's it called? Rama's wounds Because, he's over here at this point worried about losing Yuga, and he's over here like, oh, we were friends since this kindergarten or whatever. And then you got this girl over here like, oh, we know each other since we were small children. And I'm like,
Oh, okay. So I can be friends with you, but I can't be friends with someone else. That's
we'll talk about him. We'll talk about him when it gets to him.
That sounds like a one-sided relationship right here. Oh, you be friends with me, but not with anyone else. That's a little suspect.
All right. So where do you want to rate her? She doesn't belong in C, but I don't think she belongs. I mean, she doesn't belong in D, but I don't think she belongs in anything higher than B or C.
Yeah, I've her as a B.
All right, so we'll put her below the other two because I think she is not. I think Kasana kind of has like a bit more personality than Miko.
She runs a shop by herself.
Yeah, but this dude can create cards.
Oh, that's true though.
Like he made the sword and always talks about it during his fights. He gets distracted with it, and I thought I was narcissistic. My goodness! Guys, look at my fabulous sword! His buddy and Ino are like, my lord, we're in the middle of a fight.
It was supposed to be a negative trait.
What?
You were praising him.
Alright. Note.
Note?
Magic World Player.
Oh yeah, did he use like those swamp cards?
No, wrong person. He used the band cards.
Band?
Mystical Knights, the ones that were like, oh, we get power if you cast a spell, and if we got this amount of power, we get effects.
Oh, okay. Yo, I'm surprised there were 21 characters to choose from.
No, these were like, yeah.
Oh, I think I found him. Yeah.
He's the one with the bad singing voice and the bad guitar playing.
And the red streak in the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to be in the band.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is like the one instance besides Gaito where I'm over here like, and another character, but he is not on this list because he's one of the newer characters, and you wouldn't really know him because you haven't read the story, so I didn't want to put him on here or any of the new characters on here. This is the one character where Bushido just should have blatantly made this person a girl.
Wait, are you talking about they're ambiguously a boy or girl? And
No.
You can't tell the difference?
No is a boy. But in my opinion, his first, like, the first time I saw him, I thought he would be a girl. And then I thought, oh my god, we're getting another girl buddy fighter. That's fine. That's great. Another, maybe something similar to, like, what's her name? Lady Suzuha and all those other girl characters. Just having more girl buddy fighters. I would have been okay with that.
Him. I'm looking at his throat and he looks real feminine.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like when I first saw Gaito, this is why Gaito's adult design looks so much better than his original design. Because
you can tell the difference what he looks like.
Because you can tell he's male. When I first saw Gaito, I questioned if he was female because of his clothing. And I'm like, okay, I'm not saying that you can't dress that way, but you can't expect me not to guess this.
Yeah, like I'm missing another anime soul leader with like. Okay, you're making it really hard not.
You're really making it hard for me to say you're not a girl.
This is such a fact. Like, first off, there's a lot of. It's so hard now.
Like one character I'm going to probably send you later. Like, okay, bit off track. I know you've seen this character. Have you seen any of the artworks for the Messiah arms?
Messiah arms? No, I have not.
No, I remember that sword I sent you.
Wait.
Have you remember the one holding it?
Keep talking about notes.
Okay, back to note then, because we got distracted. No, I like his dynamic with his buddy. I think it's either Sync. I think that's what his name is. I think Sync is so nice as a buddy to have. I think he's really supportive. He corrects a lot of Note's mistakes. And if you see
Really?
any of
Like
the
he
new
says something,
artwork,
like he says something and is wrong.
yeah,
He
and
corrects
like
it.
Sync corrects him. I kind of like that. I think that's okay. Um, and like kind of like how their band is just awful, but I kind of question a lot about their band because if you look at any of their support cards, every time Mystic Knights get support, they get weirder
Whether as in complexity or by skill effects.
design.
Okay.
They always seem to like change up their outfits and design a bit. And I'm like, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's weird to me. Like
It's a bit confusing.
in the latest set for Buddyfight, in Ultimate Unite, they get a card that allows them to like stand all their Mystic Knights, and they can even attack during the final phase or whatever. Because nowadays the best way to stop your opponent's attacks isn't with shields, it's like physically ending the phase. So if you look at the artwork, it's just all the band members in like these really weird outfits. And I'm not
Well,
saying they're bad, but it's just
they're
off.
rock band. They're supposed to look weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's bad, but I don't think he's D. He's not in D. He's not worse. He's not worse than Ranma.
No. Rona deserves it. Anyone below there has to have a really special reason.
No feels like the Cosmo Man guy, but not as good as him. Because I know the only reason he fought Yuga was to get fame or whatever. But I felt like the Cosmo Man had like a lot more reasons for things. Like, oh, I'm keeping my identity a secret because I thought normal superheroes just did that. I'm like, buddy, shush. And I like.
So C tier.
I'm gonna put him at C, but really low C, like after the like the Cosmo Man buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Paruko.
Yeah, she's not gonna be in C or D.
Where's she going?
Okay, first let's give reasoning first behind this statement. Let's give some reasoning behind this statement.
Wait, what do you mean? I'm confused.
Like, give a reason why.
Why?
Like, talk about first, then give our opinion on the tier list.
Oh. Paruko is not as annoying as she was in the original.
Yeah, because she's not commenting as often.
But I also question a lot of things about Paruko.
Yeah, like why is she married to Gal?
No. I don't question that a lot because I feel like it was kind of foreshadowed in that one episode she became a baby.
Oh yeah.
But
that's weird.
But I kind of felt like she lost so much. She was a part of the broadcasting club. She worked with a ton of people she looked up to and liked. And she was one of the main commentators throughout the entire show. Being able
like the
to
only commentator besides Zombie.
We don't mention him.
Mention who?
But there was a ton of like news reporters or whatever. She felt like the best commentator no matter what. She's even allowed to commentate during like world championships or whatever when the main cast is a part of them. And I thought that was great. She has She was young. She had so much opportunities, and I understand it takes time to like raise kids or whatever. But to me, it felt like she lost a lot of that, and I can't help to feel bad for her.
Doing color commentary is pretty hard. Well, not hard, but you do it so often that it gets easier, it gets fun, and she was commenting for like how many seasons?
She commentated for 5.
Ace? No, not Ace. 100.
She commentated for every original season, like the first generation season.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Like, besides Gal, Paruko felt like the most reoccurring character that the show could just not go without.
Seems like she made up the other half of Buddyfight.
Yeah.
Like a third of it.
And I'm not saying her character now is bad. She does a really nice job as being a mom or whatever. I really liked when Cross.
House. Like, seriously, where are you, man?
I love Gao's apparently in America doing whatever. But I really did like when Cross was in the house and she's over here worried about her weight. And I'm like, damn, that sounds like a midlife crisis. That sounds like some mom struggles right there. You go, Marco.
Oh yeah, Cross. Yeah.
I feel like putting her at high C.
You want to fight?
Okay, where do you want to put her?
At least anywhere but C.
Okay, where would you put her?
I'd say D because we're not really
D.
In the no B.
I was about to say, what did she do? I was about to say, there is so far one other character I would actually put in G.
G, what are you talking about?
We'll get to that character soon. No, actually two. There's two. Oh my god, that I could actually put in D. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Probably go for me goes in mid tier B. Because I'm talking about her in Ace, not in past previous.
So, better or worse than Casada?
Better.
Okay, so this is Ranma before the villainy.
Oh, right. We decided to split his.
Yeah, I split his personality in half because my goodness.
Okay, at first I liked Ranma at first because he's one of the friends. He's one of those friends who's he gets you on board on stuff. He's the thinking man that kind of agrees, but kind of makes you want to rethink your crazy plans.
In my opinion, I think in the first 13 or so episodes before he became villainous was nice development or characterizations or whatever you want to call it. But my biggest problem with it is that there's no evidence behind it.
Yeah, what's the purpose? All we see is him being alone in his room.
I understand he is depressed. He wants to have a buddy. But I understand all that. But the Yuga stuff.
You see every day.
No, but the Yuga stuff is what bothered me the most. Because I understand. If you noticed in the world of Buddyfight, do you remember in the first generation or even the first season? Let's mention this the first season.
Okay, first season.
Remember Noboru versus Tetsuya?
Yes, I remember.
Remember, Noboru didn't have a buddy at the time, but he said, I'm going to have Red Baron as my buddy.
Mm-hmm.
In Ace, no one seems to be able to do that.
Oh, oh, I know. No. This is actually a very good point. Or how about Jin Magatsu, where he had a copy of Drum as his buddy? That's a very good point.
In Ace, they remove the ability for you to just have a supplementary buddy for some reason, which kind of hurts. It kind of brings up this idea. Oh, you need an actual buddy to do anything now. You need to pull a buddy rare now. I felt like that was really harsh.
That was, oh my god! I did not freaking realize it until now you mentioned it. We never see something simple like that again.
This is never ever done in Ace where a character is just allowed to oh, I don't have a buddy, but I'm gonna have this one as my supplementary buddy.
Yeah, and we also see that even in card form, these monsters are alive.
And I think that's great. The show rubs so much salt in Ranma's wounds during the first 13 episodes. Oh, Yuga starts buddy fighting. Yuga gets a buddy rare before he does. Yuga starts making all these friends. They started posting videos on their PalTube, but Ranma's fights don't get that many views. They meet Miko. Miko gets a buddy, and he feels left out.
Oh my god.
He loses to Yuga, and he feels really bad about it. Then he notices later on, oh, Yuga is talking to Masato and Subaru, and rubs some more salt in the wounds. Then,
Jesus, they really didn't know. It's like the treatment you gave to Ranma, and they just did that to him.
They put so much salt in Ranma's wounds during the first 14 episodes. And when he finally gets a buddy, I'm like, okay, that's fine, that's great, he got one. But after that, it is ridiculous because he put so much hatred and anger just towards Yuga.
Yeah, it kind of like rolls into your hate train towards Ranma. And like, what happened to like the previous season where the monsters had personality? Like they talk, they actually feel more like people.
I felt that way. I felt like Destroyer and Garga, to a sense, felt very similar. I don't know why. This as you wish nonsense, I understand it's being polite, but there really wasn't a lot that I'm like, okay, these two are different because of values, not because of personality.
Like, Jesus. Like, I used to remember, like, in the first season, like, Blood Dracula, like, he gives, like, a rousing speech to a Boru to use him to his full ability, because he wants to. And El Quixote, where are those?
I question a lot of these things because if you notice, we're probably going to talk about the guard trio we'll talk about more about them when we get to Yuga. But okay, I noticed, why the hell is there just monsters running around? You remember, I think this got away after season 2, where buddy monsters no longer had to go through the buddy police to be able to come to Earth.
Oh, God.
After season 2, this disappeared. Monsters just kept showing up. Like, okay, we're here, we're doing this, doesn't matter. No.
Oh my god.
Anything else you want to say about Ranma?
That my thumb has more personality than him. Besides that,
like, another thing I also noticed in the show was also, like, before Ace started, Crimson Battlers did get support, but they didn't give Ranma any of the good Crimson support. They gave him, like, the run-of-the-mill, practically cheap Crimson Battler support.
Well, yeah, that's like every deck used in any card game. It's like they have a deck. Well, guess what? I can't improve it to make it better, but it makes episodes longer.
I felt bad. I was like, damn, they're not even giving him the good Crimson Battler cards. Like, you didn't have to give him Drum, but give him the good items.
Like, they really went into it. They don't realize the point. Like, it's so much better if you, like, figure it out. Like, we take these little context clues, these little hints, like, oh, damn. And now we're just giving in full face value. But again, back to my previous point about the monster having personality, actually feel alive. I missed that.
Only a couple of them have it. We'll probably talk about it when we make the Buddies video. But for now, I think Ranma belongs in either high C or mid B.
Oh, he wasn't what you meant for a D tier. Okay,
yeah, no.
I think high C.
I'm gonna put him after Paruko, before Paruko. Is that okay? That seems fine. Okay. Rei Urameshi feels like the most disappointing Buddyfight Ace character by far.
Rei Urameshi.
The one who pulled all the pranks and wanted people to be unhappy.
Uh, wait, is he the one who I meant by like those? Oh my god.
Rei Urameshi. I liked Rei Urameshi's episode. I think it was really nice. I thought, like, oh, his concept, he wants to make people unhappy by pulling pranks and tricks on people. But then it's kind of ruined by Masato and Yuga. I don't know why, I just felt like it was. Masato's over here like, oh, you put more weights on a guy's training? You did it to boost his strength. And I'm like, excuse me? What do you mean? That doesn't sound right.
Actually, this is a physical problem. This is totally mental and emotional.
Like that
Like,
that
how does
is kind
lifting
of
weights help?
dangerous. Like putting more weights on a person's like dumbbells, like the big ones you have to like lay down and lift, that's kind of dangerous depending on the person.
Like, yeah.
And then you gave a person more homework for them to study more? That
Like, first off, there are many problems with that. Like, first off, they can just check which homework they need to do, and that kind of debunks.
who gets happy for wanting to do more homework? And then I put
Subaru,
more.
apparently. Well, like, I'll get Subaru.
And then the last one, I put extra food in someone's thing so they could eat more. Again,
I think he's just really bad at doing bad things.
like, I don't know. I don't think that's bad, but I think again Masato and Yuga kind of ruin it. His buddy is not bad. I think it's kind of weird that he encourages all this, but okay. I think the last prank.
No one say they're good or not say they're good or noble. Like the Purgatory Knights, they are also very noble. That's not everyone.
I thought him freezing the guard trio was good because it's like, okay, the guard trio wants to start snooping around at this point because it's Rei Rimeshi's episode, so we have to snoop around, and just freezes all of them. I thought that was great. Oh damn, you gave this dude mystical ice powers? That's great. The last prank that he pulls on Ire to make Ire trip, I kind of like that. I kind of like it. It's during his fight with Ranma, where he makes the monster trip. I thought that was great. I thought that was honestly fine. There's nothing harmful about that. It was a nice little prank. It suits his character or whatever. I would have liked it if his goddamn fight made Ranma goddamn lose all copies of Lost World, because I don't need this goddamn character to be goddamn God.
Oh god, I feel you're kind of nihilistic there, buddy. About God, no.
No, that's why I don't like Wisdom, because Wisdom's over here like, okay, I'm God now, guys. I'm going to change the world.
Okay, Zamasu, calm down.
We're gonna talk about him when we get to that tier list.
What, Dragon?
What? Alright.
Oh, no. My mistake. We're going to think about X tier list.
Also, Rei Urameshi is physically the one character I think out of the importance characters, or the characters that are supposed to show off these archetypes, is the one character Bushiro blatantly does not care about.
Really? I thought you didn't care about Ranma when we got into it.
No. If you notice with Ranma became the villain, so he started showing up on a lot of the Lost World cards. Rei Urameshi is the one character in Ace with this importance that has no artwork in any of his cards.
Yeah, there's nothing in him.
And I understand. His identity or whatever needs to be concealed. But the archetype feels so incomplete compared to every other Ace archetype. The deck has 6 to 7 cards, and they don't work, and they almost don't work because you have to run 16 to 18 copies of Venom Swamp.
Yikes.
At this point, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Ray Urameshi is bad, but I don't feel like I feel kind of bad putting him in D because I enjoyed his
Yeah,
episode. I feel like he is
those
better.
are
I feel like his importance was dragged on for no reason. Like, oh, during Eden's party, we can't find Ray Urameshi. Um, Ray Urameshi gets like seventh place in the championship playoffs things and
it's like
doesn't.
low.
I'm gonna put him like above. I'm putting him between Dadan and the Cosmo Man, buddy. I just think he's a bit better than the others two. I think like his importance made him a bit better.
Okay.
It's time for my thoughts on Best Boy of this anime.
Oh my god. This is. Do I play his deck?
Yeah, you do.
Finally!
Oh my god. I love this character. Bonzo is great.
He's like typical, typical delinquent, but he's not really that bad of a guy.
I don't know. He reminds me of this anime character where he's like, oh, the guy's like a bad guy, and he's really nice, and he likes this really nice girl, but the nice girl, he can't get the nice girl because all of these other people. I don't know. I just got this. I remember seeing that someplace, and it kind of reminded me of Bonzo. The best quality of Bonzo is the fact that he is more fleshed out than our main character. Yuga does not feel as fleshed out as Bonzo, Light, or Eden.
Yeah, and I can somewhat relate to how he felt in like this episode. Like he was like he lost, he felt down, he felt sad, and I have felt that same way.
And the fact that Bushiroad for his second episode decided to just be like, oh dang, we're gonna show you his training and how much he grew and how much he grew attached to people. I like that. Cause none of these other characters goddamn have that.
Yeah, and even when he did lose, he still was happy. He didn't go back to his friend.
His buddy, Balrus, whatever his name is. I love their relationship.
He's like the motivational coach.
I love their relationship. I love this brotherhood thing that they have. I love it. I don't know why, but I love it.
He is the best guy.
His deck is great. I think his deck is really good.
I can explain that if you allow me.
We can't take too much time. We got like 6 other characters.
Okay, basically his deck messes with his opponent's deck in every way possible. Oh, you'll have those cards in hand? I'll just chip them away. Have those gauged? Ooh, cool. You don't need those. Your life? You're better off without them anyway. His deck focuses on just wrecking your whole resources. Everything hinges on whether you have gauge, whether you have a monster on your field, soul, your hand, your life, everything. I love it. And it's not only fun to mess around against people with, but kind of, how should I say, addicting.
You know they also got support, right?
I'm happy for that.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know because you didn't know about the Tyrant support before. Okay. So Bonzo, we're gonna shoot straight up to S. Is he better than Eden? In my opinion, I kind of feel that he is better than Eden.
I think Eden. I think he's behind Eden. I'm gonna say he's behind Eden because, well, I'm sorry, language, but Eden rent a whole freaking school based on her little trauma. Well, not trauma. Well, rather, we see her grow out of that and learn from it. Bonzo, I want to say is as effective, but it's really a really good message.
I feel
he gets downtrodden, but he gets right back at it.
I feel like Bonzo his development isn't rushed. That's what I'm saying. I really don't think it's as rushed as Eden's. Like again, that mask throwing, taking off her mask in the middle of the fight just feels really weird to me, in my opinion. I don't know why, but this reminded me of the school thing. I think he does deserve to be behind Eden. Okay.
Do we have anyone in A tiers?
The only one in A tier is Light. Okay. Haru.
Haru Nanana?
Yeah, Haru
Is it
Makata.
Haru?
No, not Ino, not Ino Nanana. Yuga's brother.
Oh yeah, he had a little brother. Yeah, I forgot what he looked like.
Haru is physically Hana in boy form. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
Where is Hana?
Hana is probably in America. Who knows?
Like, gee, okay, I'm kind of want to know where the characters are going. What's his name again? Haru?
Yeah.
I think I remember him. What he looks like. I think vaguely. Yeah, there's not much not much development. He's like the typical little brother. He's like
he's very curious about things. He cries. He tried to get into Lost World, and Yuga was like, no. I would say low C, like really low C.
Yeah, he's just there.
He's just there. Okay, Seiji.
Ooh, Seiji.
The chess player.
Oh, him! Oh.
I'm not going to call him worse than Ranma because I feel like Seiji in a way is more justified than Ranma, but my goodness, I do not like his arc.
He has such a complex. I don't know the difference between inferiority or superiority complex, but I think he has it.
And it's really mostly against Subaru out of all people. Like, if it's anyone else, he really just doesn't care. If it's for Ranma, he just wants him to defeat him and take over. That's really it. Like it's a lot of resentment.
He just wants to be better.
I wish he was better. I think his deck is really nice and really cool. Taking over your opponent's areas is it's kind of terrifying in my opinion. If they ever got
it limits.
If they ever get a card that's like, oh, you can change your monster's sizes to 0, that deck would be terrifying. Because even though they're taking over like your spots, they still have to follow the size rule.
Yeah, that's also really nice to
know. Overall, I like his ending. I like the ending to the arc and his connection to Subaru. I really think the last fight was, in my opinion, his best fight. I would say probably behind Daijiro. What do you think?
Is either?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we'll put him behind Daijiro. All right.
Compare these tier lists.
It's time for best protagonist out of the goddamn 3.
Subaru.
Subaru has the best arc out of all of the protagonists. He starts off as, I only like certain things. If you can't, I already know the outcome of this. I'm not gonna pay you any mind. Yuga comes around, changes his barrier mind.
That just
I love the barrier. I think the barrier doesn't really show up again.
Like I give you this look and like, oh no, I can't move. It affected Yuga at once, and he just like walked around.
I think the only time the last time the barrier actually shows up is during when not Seiji. Subaru is leaving Ranma's hideout in quotations, and he's what's it called? He just stops him as the guard trio is about to record Ranma and Destroyer. I thought that was great. Let's see. Again, the last fight with Seiji is amazing, and I think it's one of his best fights. I think his arc where he tells Cross to physically go away, and then he comes back to Cross and makes Cross evolve, is the best form of development. Again, out of all three protagonists. Oh dang, Agito evolved because of Link Dragon Order, nothing to do with Masato. Oh, Garga became Didi Gargantua Dragon because Yuga axed.
Yes.
Cross's thing is physically the best one because there's reason for it. It doesn't just feel like, oh dang, characters need to have evolution. Cross's feels the most genuine.
Okay, can you explain how genuine that would be?
Huh?
Can you explain what made him evolve, just to further prove your point, and to explain to me because I've forgotten.
So during the arc, Subaru distanced himself from Cross so he can infiltrate Ranma's group and try to get Ranma to go back to Yuga because again, Subaru has the best motivation out of all three protagonists. He physically feels like he is doing what Yuga should be doing. Not only trying to get Seiji back, but make Rama go back to Yuga. And after like dealing with Rama, telling Rama he's not gonna join them, Subaru goes and gets Cross. Cross gets like really happy, and they start like having a moment, and then what's it called? Cross evolves to a new form where galaxy formation then turns into not just being a for the left, but adapts to left and right.
Yeah, I think Seiji was like the perfect counter, just for the sake of going to one side.
Seiji felt really natural because it's like it's the first person we see besides the main group that Subaru has actually connected to, and then he's just dragged into this mess by Ranma. Then Subaru versus Ranma. He doesn't end up winning, and Ranma's just over here like, okay, I'm gonna let you decide, which I thought was really dumb. Then his last fight in the show, what's his name?
He got hospitalized.
He got hospitalized, and I like his speech.
In a freaking party game.
No.
Okay, that's a given.
I loved his little speech before he's defeated by Ranma, where he's over here like reflecting everything. Where he's over here like, "Thank you, Yuga, for everything, but I wish I was able to do something for you." And I'm like, "Oh my god, that's not even fair. That's not even fair." I felt so bad for him. And then he ends up losing his memories for a bit. I also think Subaru...
Oh, that happened?
What happened?
That happened?
Yeah, after he lost to, like, in the semifinals of the playoffs, he loses his memories for a bit. All the way up to, like, the point where he can remember... The latest thing he would remember is the ABC Cup finals. Yeah. And the one last thing before we rate him. Masado versus Subaru is one of the best fights in the season, mostly because I'm not saying this because Subaru lost, because Masato won. And this is the first time where we have a C-type character beat protagonist B. You know, Tasuku versus Gaito. I know Tasuku beat Gaito in season 5. I'm not counting that. In the regular season. In season 3, Tasuku versus Gaito. Gaito wins. Kanata versus Gaito. Katana wins. This is the first time where a C main character beats the B one. And I also like how they have a little intermission to like confuse everyone and say, "Oh, Masato didn't lose. He won." I also one thing that I really kind of disliked about that fight was it felt unfair about what the loser would do. Oh, if you lose, you have to write a 10,000 word essay about astrological science. And I'm like, that sounds like a demon possessed you.
That sounds like homework that no one has time for.
And then Subaru's like, What happened? Then they ask, what happens if Subaru loses? Oh, I'll sing the Link Dragon Order anthem, and I'm like, what?
Dude, that's not enough. That's not high enough stake.
I didn't think it was high enough stake. I thought, in my opinion, if you're looking through this at the stakes through Subaru's views, they are high stakes for some reason. Oh, no. If you look at each other's stakes, they're not high at all. Subaru doesn't want to sing the Link Dragon Order anthem because Cross just doesn't want to do it, and Masato isn't smart enough to try to like even start writing the essay because there's a card called Crossing Interest where in the artwork Masuda is doing homework while Subaru is over here failing at kicking a soccer ball.
Hey, oh, that's poetic.
I really like that.
Oh, wait. Did Subaru decide the terms like, oh, if you win, I do this, I do this, and if I win, you do that?
Wait, what? Repeat that?
Did Subaru like make the terms?
Yeah, Subaru was the one who made both terms.
Oh my god.
But overall, where do you want to rate him? I'm really feeling S.
All your favorite characters are S.
Not Light. Light is A.
What? We're getting back to him later when this video is over.
All right. But where Subaru S?
I just don't feel as connected to Subaru as much as you were.
I'm not connected to Subaru. I just feel like Subaru, out of all of the protagonists and out of all of the characters in Ace, felt like he did a lot more than he really should have. Like, oh, he tries to get Seiji back. He tries to get Ranma to go back to Yuga. He has his buddy connections evolution feels the greatest, and his fights really feel like they're meant for something besides, oh, these characters need to fight.
Okay, I see your point.
And the development at the first few episodes, going from, oh, someone who doesn't really care too much about people to, oh, all of these people I'm connected to, they're my friends, and I hang around. I felt like it was really nice development. Because it's clear development. And this isn't from, oh, like Eden, where, oh, when she's introduced to her last fight and like the rest of Ace, this is Subaru's from beginning to end.
Okay, yeah, I see your point. So, where would you place him on the S tier?
I would, in all honesty, just put him
anywhere.
I would put him anywhere, but I'm looking towards high C, like really high C, just because I felt like his character lasted throughout Ace than just small parts of it.
C?
No, I'm saying S, but like high S.
No, okay.
All right, so I'm putting.
In case you're shipping.
Okay, Tasuku.
He became irrelevant now.
His fight was with Light, his best fight in the season. I love Shark.
Isn't that his only fight in the season?
No, he has his fight against Yuga, and Mikado style nonsense he has to lose.
Okay, now I like the way that how Tasuku try to handle Lights. Like Light wants to use a sword to try to fight Destroyer. And Tasuku, he's been in that position before where he wants to grow up fast. Okay, he feels like adults need to do this sort of thing so children don't have to. Now it's his turn to be that person to step up, which he does, and I like that, in my opinion.
With that episode, I like that he gave Light a chance. I think that's really nice because I think he knows that a lot of people don't really get chances, so he gives them the chance to prove it. And Light gets close to proving it, and I love how Bushiroad's like, we can't have that, so we're gonna give Tasuku a revival card. And you can't believe how happy I was when I saw that card.
Yeah, because you love Jackknife.
Of course I do. But that card making me unable, making him unable to lose the game until the end of the opponent's next turn, I felt was really nice. Tasuku has lost a lot of cards, and he has one more turn to finish off the opponent. And if he doesn't finish it, he loses.
Yes, I think.
I really like that.
Again, back to Tasuku, he has been in Light's shoes before, and basically, he was the best person ever to handle this. He was like the only person who could handle Light.
These are my two. I love and dislike Tasuku in this season. What I love about Tasuku is that he has taken over the buddy police. He seems to be good with it, and he also does Gaito a favor by letting Light be a part of the buddy police, because he, like, after the episode Light and Tasuku fight, he admits to Abigail that, oh, I was a bit worried when Gaito said to help Light, and I was like, oh, interesting. That's nice. That's great. They're friends. That's good. The one thing I extremely just dislike about Tasuku, and this was completely just thrown out, I think, after season 2, is that, do you remember in season 1 where the main problem was, oh, the adults make mistakes in the world. Kids should be ruling it. Adults just don't know how to pay attention, and they're always governing things wrongly.
Boy.
Tasuku is physically that in this season. Oh, dang. The only reason we're arresting Destroyer is because he is Lost World monster after we confirmed that he destroyed a bridge.
Okay, yeah, this is kind of like, we're trying to have conflicting views here.
I do not like this about his character. You've been through hell with the buddy police, and you know it more than anyone, but when you become an adult, you become like them, having to wait until investigations.
I like to try to off as naive thinking, even though the kid can drive a freaking police car.
Also, like, his buddy skill is just gone.
Yeah.
Damn, we lost buddy skill, guys. We lost buddy skill, so no more.
Buddy skills, those were a cool addition.
Everyone kind of questions the way buddy fight works in Ace, because it's like, wasn't it more futuristic to have, like, the core deck cases? Because, you know, there were small boxes that transformed into, like, weird items. Now you just have this weird platform.
I missed all this.
I do too. But overall, I think Tasuku's fine. The fact that he is one of the 2 older characters that comes back feels great.
That you get to see.
And it's understandable why he is back, because, you know, he is a part of the buddy police.
He was always a part of the buddy police, always part of the story.
The biggest question I have is, what the hell happened to the buddy police? Why does it look like it's only Tasuku and Light working there until, like, the last episode? I would honestly rate him the same place as Paruko.
Oh, I will put him in A tier.
Alright, let's put him in A. I think his fight is great. I honestly kind of dislike Jack's form. Like, that golden form, I have 3 of it. It is not good. It is not good.
Oh yeah, we were talking about characters and all these other decks.
Oh no, I destroyed up to 2 cards by dropping 2 souls, and if I do, I gain life engaged equal to the amount. Oh no. Like, you couldn't have made him draw cards, which is something I needed at the time, because Star Believer was like a $33 card.
Yikes.
Alright, so we're down to our last 2 characters. We're finally come to our protagonists.
Okay, oh god, what's the last 2? Jeez.
No, so first is Yuga, and then we'll talk about the last.
Okay.
You want to start or I start?
You do. I feel a raging passion in you, again.
I don't really have any problems with Yuga. Besides the fact that I think Yuga is a blatant sociopath. Or psychopath. I don't know which are the 2, but I think it's one of the 2. Episode, what's it called? Let's see. Now, I understand Episode 13 and 14. He is upset. He is looking for Ranma. Even before that, he is looking for Ranma. He's worried about him or whatever. I think that's fine. But after his fight with Ranma, and they have that whole one episode where he is just depressed and conflicted. That entire episode completely just shuts down everything about itself. Oh dang, I'm not upset that Ranma left or whatever. I'm kind of happy because he finally has a buddy. And in my mind I'm like,
yeah, I got one pack he never opened.
That doesn't sound right. It sounds like that type of friend where, oh, you're doing something bad, you are doing something harmful. But instead of the friend like saying, okay, you need to stop, you need help or whatever, the friend is like, he's okay, he's getting better, he's doing all right, and I'm okay with that. And I'm like, what?
It's confirmed Yuga is a freaking sociopath.
Then I also ended up watching like the dub of Ace because I have a lot of work and I don't want to play the video and just look at the video, so I put the dub version.
Dub has different like translations.
Yeah, the dub makes Yuga seem like a more of a socio or psychopath than the sub version does. Because there are just a lot of moments where he is just smiling, but also telling people to like shut up or just calm down and deal with it. I noticed that. There were like small times, but it's there. Every fight he has with Ranma worries me because he's always just go lucky about every loss, and I'm like,
he's always happy.
I understand you shouldn't take defeat, you shouldn't take loss like this big giant deal, but you shouldn't be extremely happy when you have your friend having this really dark power, when your buddy and your other protagonist friend has to deal with what you should be doing.
Yeah, like oh my god.
Then
he was very like I know that guys can be dense.
Yeah, but like Yuga,
you know those anime shows where the guys can really dense to a girl? This is Yuga being completely dense to a building size issue that is Ranma.
And it's more blatant during the Eden episode where like she goes and yells at Ranma, and they evolve. Yuga and Ranma fight, but then it just after the fight, Yuga is still extremely go-lucky, and then just leaves with a smile on his face, and Ranma is blatantly upset. You can see him blatantly upset. I
would be like, dude, why are you so happy?
He's over here like, oh, you're not concerned about me? And I'm like, he clearly isn't. He has not been.
Chopping right there.
Like, I would understand if there's small hints in here and that, like, oh, I'm concerned about my friend. But there's never a blatant moment where he is concerned about Ranma. And it bothers me. And it just makes Ranma so much worse. Because it's like...
I would understand that if Yuga was used to hearing stuff like that. It's like... But that actually makes it worse. You hear so many times, he never questioned if they were actually legitimate or not.
Like...
Yeah, you're right. Kind of psychopathic.
Every villain does not care about Gao to a degree. Like, they are not blatantly stoked on Gao. The only reason is because Gao is getting in their way. Gao is just a nuisance. Yuga is not a nuisance. He is just a thought and central idea for Ranma to feed on. Oh, I have to be better than Yuga. I always have to beat Yuga. Whatever. The other villains never really cared about this. Kyoya is second best villain because he is God, but does not care about losing. All of the fights he lost, I'm fine with. He lost to Gao. He even says it in the fight.
He's the most chillest guy. He's the most chillest villain in Buddyfight at all.
He says He says it too during like the last episode of what's it called of the first season. Oh, I didn't. I my objective was not to win. My objective was to use you. I think that's great. Ikazuchi. Oh,
It's everything.
um,
Except Yamagero, except that one part.
him beating Gao wasn't like just to beat Gao. It was to get Tembu, but he had to beat Gao to do so. Then during their rematch, Gao invaded the place and Gao challenged him a fight. The objective wasn't to win, but I mean, the blatant objective wasn't to like win, but it could have gone either way. And it was
so chill about it.
Yeah, and then Ikazuchi disappears and then comes back, but loses that vendetta against Gao after like that one really nice episode where he's brought into Gao's home. He talks to the family, and he kind of goes through like emotional turmoil.
Yeah, because this is something like he wanted.
Then Wisdom, as much I hate Wisdom. Wisdom didn't care about Gao. Gao was a nuisance. Like he's like a fly.
You just thought him and everyone else like, oh, get him away, I'll
beat you. But Ranma, it is just blatant. Oh, I need to beat Yuga 24/7. No one is stronger than me. Blah blah blah.
Legit hate boner right there.
I know. I think Yuga and Garga's connection is really nice. I don't like the evolution because it's like, okay, I understand. They build the bond, but he just physically asked, oh, can you evolve for me? Can you make yourself available?
I'm evolved now.
I think I don't really like also how so many people were like, oh, Yuga's the answer for everything. I think Yuga is a nice stepping stone, but I didn't really like how, oh, Yuga everything. With Subaru, I think it is the best example of a stepping stone, where Subaru is trying to do all of this for Yuga, but he is growing not because of Yuga. Eden grows because of Yuga. Bonzo grows because of Yuga.
Yeah, because Yuga went out to help Bonzo, and the idea is kind of challenged Eden.
I think Light is also the same way to a certain degree, where he's like, oh, I kind of he changes his mind about destiny, but he wants the sword not because of Yuga's safety, but because he does not think Yuga can handle it.
That's even better.
I'm not gonna put him,
and not in like a condescending way, but Yuga just does not seem to be the type of character to go through such hardship. Like he's not ready for that.
I think like if he was gonna go through this turmoil, it shouldn't have been like, oh, I'm just okay with the fact that Ranma this happened. I don't think that's okay to just say.
Like anything, he should have like had the moment where, oh god, some of this is actually my fault.
Like no. That is completely just on Ranma. I think that is completely bad. Again, the worst thing about Ranma's transformation is the fact that he blames everything blatantly on Yuga, and I don't like that. Yuga barely did anything, but it seems like, oh, because he's Yuga,
protagonist. He barely did anything on both counts. It wasn't some of his fault because he didn't do anything, but he didn't make it better because he didn't do anything.
Again, like, I find episode, I think after the Masato fight or before, like, he's gonna accept the trophy and, like, the last character we're gonna talk about kind of ruins everything. He is blatantly worried about Ranma. Like, out of all of the characters, he is the most worried about Ranma, but Ranma blames all of these hardships on Yuga, which I just don't like.
Hey, kids these days.
All right. I don't.
Actually, no. I'm not gonna say it in the video. I'm gonna say it after the video.
All right. Where do you think we should put him so we can get to our last character?
B.
I'm gonna say he's better than Masado. Oh, fud. I don't even know where to put him.
Because he's
like, I can't even say he's better than first than beginning Ranma.
I'd say he's like better in like the B tier series because of him that Ida and Bonzo was so great.
So I'm gonna put him at top tier B because he's better than Masado, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, to my last character, and this is blatantly someone I would put in D.
Who?
Ino.
Ino?
Ino, no.
Her. Oh, now we're talking about her.
Ino, in my opinion, feels like the most useless buddy fight character in Ace. I do not know why. But just like Rama, certain things in Ace make her character bad.
Well, let's start out with mini flaws here.
Okay. Powtube as a thing ruins Ino's character. It kind of defeats the point of Ino being there. Because I understand we need a commentator, but when you also have the goddamn narrator coming in, we'll talk about him in a sec, coming in and also mentioning blatant things that should just be known, it ruins a lot of things about her. She really just feels like she's just there. Unlike Paruko, where Paruko,
she stole the show.
Paruko herself also recorded all of the fights. You could not replace Paruko with like any news anchor in Buddyfight and be like, okay, we're gonna get the same effect. Because her and Takosuke flying around getting good angles makes things work. It makes sense. She's a part of the broadcasting club. She needs to view all these fights or whatever.
Yeah, not only does she commentate, she also had like what's that taco scope. With any new cards, she gives information.
She had like a lot of little features come in and out, but Ino doesn't have any of that. And besides that, like if you think about it in the context that the anime is actually done and there is no more anime, Ino has nothing to be remembered by. She does not have a fight. Her buddy talking feels like Takosuke in season 3 when Paruko felt annoying. Like, do you remember the Dr. Gara versus Tasuku fight? And like
Gara versus Tasuku. The doctor guy with the poison spell?
No, with Zodiac, the one with all the gravity rest.
Oh, Zodiac.
With their second fight where like Tasuku is about to evolve his Dragon Force and she's over here pulling out like these PKO signs and making all these annoying poses and interfering the fight. Like, Ino blatantly feels like that. There is almost no reason for Ino to be around.
Only to show that, hey, Yuga has an extended family.
I thought it was interesting that they were part of the same family, but then you remember Ino actually. What can you tell me about Ino's personality? Because kind of like what's his name, Ray. Ino doesn't really have an introductory episode.
It just pops in.
She pops up in episode 2, I believe. And you find out that they're related, but everyone already knew that by the time before even Ace started because of her namesake. Her buddy doesn't feel any different to Takosuke because it's just Takosuke who can talk. I think her deck is interesting. The fact that it's all of these buildings turning into giant Gundams. I think that would have been great. And even if she had one fight, I would have enjoyed that. I would have probably enjoyed her fight because Paruko had one fight and it was really nice. It was convenient for the time. Even though like Paruko has 2 fights, her one fight instead of like the one where she's possessed, she has a fight, and you kind of take so many differences from Paruko and Ino and just see how much Ino doesn't matter. Another thing is Ino feels like she shouldn't get the benefits she gets, and she only gets them because she is a Paruko clone. Like, do you know all those little moments where Tasuku is talking about the playoffs and describing the rules and the final judgment or whatever? Ino
Yeah.
is just around for some reason because we need a commentator.
Let's get have a commentary. They don't say anything usually.
And again, all the PAL tubes, people record fights. Ino does not do that. Ranma himself, during the first few episodes, honestly feels like he does a much better, believable job than Ino. Buddyfight does not need a commentator because the players themselves are saying what they are doing. Ino just feels like, oh, more audio in the way that you would have to edit. Well, not Parko, Ino.
Yeah, now I understand what you mean by Paltube hurting a certain character.
She doesn't get to fight in the show. Her connection with Yuga almost makes no difference because they don't hang out. They don't meet up.
Like, at all, not once.
They don't. And remember when I was talking about like the end of the ABC Cup when Yuga was trying to find Ranma?
Yes.
This is her worst moment. He is over here trying to find Ranma.
And
she
abducts
him. She abducts him to give him a goddamn trophy he could have gotten at any point.
Did she? Oh my god.
She does that.
She just straight up. Oh my god.
She takes him to the roof of the academy and gives him a trophy. And I'm like,
dude, that's just like cup. I can get one near a supermarket. I need to find my friend. He is mostly depressed right now. Let me
and
find
again,
my friend.
Ino is related to him, and she knows where he lives, so it didn't matter if he didn't get it at that point.
Yeah, like, oh my god.
Like, it would have been a really nice chance to give Ino at least a fight, but the girl does nothing but be a nuisance, be a more annoying Paruko clone with her buddy, and just take up time. I just really don't like her or understand why she's around besides just being a Paruko clone.
How much from this like second to last episode, right?
Huh?
When she just abducts him.
No, this is like after the ABC Cup finals. Like, I think they were trying to replicate when Paruko did it to Gao and Bao, but you really can't take that scene away, in my opinion. Because unlike the Gao and Bao scene, Yuga could have gotten the trophy at any other point. But during the Gao one, Gao is done with his final fight. He is being presented with the trophy, and he is not looking for anyone. He is not desperately trying to leave and run and do an emergency. The season is over. The season is about to end. But unlike Yuga, Gao, Yuga is desperately doing something. He is asking multiple people, "Where's Ranma? Have you seen Ranma? I can't find Ranma." And all of these people, in a sense, are not like, I'm not saying they're being rude. They're congratulating him, but I also think like
Bushiro don't understand the context.
Bushiro just keeps like pushing it to the side, and everyone's like, "Oh, you did such a great job. I loved your fight or whatever. I hope like we can fight sometime or whatever." And I'm like, "What the hell? You see him busy, or in like a panic." And that's why I kind of really just don't like that Ranma blatantly just blames everything, all of his problems on Yuga. So again, Ino is physically like not worse than Ranma, but a character I would put in D.
But I think she's like the one character like you do not want to. Like, if you take her out of the story, it will not make any difference.
It really wouldn't make any difference. Like all of those moments when Tasuku's mentioning the fight, okay, you could just blatantly take her out and put some other commentator. Like Paruko doesn't do much at home.
Oh god.
Like if Ino did more or had at least one fight, I would have cared, but she
I'm
don't.
pretty sure Parko was way more relevant than her in this series.
Paruko, Paruko even commentates about Ino's
Yeah, like
commentary, and she's like, "Oh, it reminds me about my heyday," and I'm like, "You were way better though."
yeah, but we always seen her in her heyday when she was really good. We never seen her in the beginning starting out.
No, like again, Ino. There is no evidence that Ino is just starting.
Yeah, there's never really any.
There really isn't any evidence. Like with Paruko, it makes sense because because in the story we are told she is a part of the 6th grade or whatever broad broadcast club before her fight with Gao by Kuguru, and you get insight on her. You kind of understand why she does this because this is her passion. But with Ino, it's never really blatantly assured. It's just she is a Paruko clone, and that's physically it.
Like, well, let's say for instance, how many episodes are in the series that
Paruko is in?
No.
Ino is physically in almost every fight episode, besides like all those hidden ones. Because I feel like Chuke Omega, whatever, her buddy, does not have the same abilities as Takosuke. You know how Paruko had that warp ability?
Mm-hmm.
He is never shown doing that once. So Ino is never finding random buddy fights to commentate. Like Ranma versus Dadan, she didn't commentate that. There's just so many fights where her commentating is not needed and are way better because of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put her in D. I'm putting her in D, but a high D. That's not saying much, but she's better than Vile Ranma in my opinion.
Okay, so that is the Buddyfight Ace tier list.
That
we have been going on for 3 hours.
Wow, I didn't even notice that.
Jesus Christ, we had a lot to talk about.
We did.
So I guess we're working our way from season 6 to season 1 in terms of characters.
That's up to you, buddy. Wherever you want to start, we can do.
Okay.
We can just let me know and then I'll get the list ready. I'm gonna try to make more videos in all honesty, and I may just do like an analysis on each of the characters, or I don't know, just my own thing.
Okay.
All right.
So maybe some like deck profiles.
Probably. Jack is getting support soon, or we could just record some fights. We did find another site to play on Buddyfight on.
Finally, Jesus Christ! It's been like a year since Stray Cars.
Yeah.
Wait, is recording over?
Huh?
Is recording over?
Oh no, it's still going. I've been waiting for you. Like, is there anything else you want to say before we go?
No. I had a lot of fun. Thanks for having me here.
All right, no problem, Brian. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you around.